book. I'm an old school stylist. Of, of course, I don't have a booking site. You think you're gonna go to my booking site and book for starter locks and you don't even know nothing about the journey? You don't know about your hair not being shampooed. I don't know how much hair you got, and no, I'm not getting ready to ask you 1,000 questions on a booking site. I'm old school. Pick up the phone. I have the same number for 25 years and call me. I'm an old school stylist. Of course, I have a barbicide jar on my station. You don't have to ever worry about if your combs are clean. I'm an old school stylist. Of course, I use Marcel's. You mean that kinky, beady, wiry hair and those little knots all the way in the back? Did you think I'm gonna get that with a flat iron? No, I use a pressing comb, the old fashioned pressing comb. Yes, I'm an old school stylist. Of course, I'm not gonna ask you for a deposit and then ask you for a deposit, and I don't give you the address of the salon that I'm working at, and until you pay me your money. No, no. I'm an old school stylist. Of course, I'm not gonna have to worry about you running out of my salon without paying because when you come in my salon, you're gonna fill out a client profile sheet, and I'm gonna have all of your personal information. So go on and think you're gonna run out the door. I got your name and your address and who referred you and your I have all of that. I'm an old school stylist. Of course, I'm gonna have clients every day because everybody who's connected to me, they know that I do hair. So you're not gonna tell me that this is the gift that God gave me, and I'm planting 5 to 10 cards a day, and times 7 days a week, like 70 cards a week, and then I'm asking God to send the increase because I'm giving God something to work with. Of course, I'm gonna have people in my chair every day. I'm an old school stylist. Of course, I'm gonna show up every day because this is my livelihood. So I'm not gonna ever stand one of my clients up. I'm an old school stylist. Of course, when you come to my salon, I'm gonna look presentable. I'm not gonna have on my booty shorts and my little titties hanging all out. And I'm a professional, and I'm always gonna have my hair done. I mean, what do you think? I have a drawer full of wigs. I just get up in the morning and see what looks cute for the day because I'm a hairstylist. I can't have my hair looking jacked up, getting ready to do your hair. I'm an old school stylist. Of course, I understand that this is not just about doing hair, and this is ministry. Like you really think when I'm just putting the oil on your hair, you think that I'm just putting oil to promote growth? I'm like praying over your family and your kids and your situation. This this is ministry. I'm an old school stylist. Of course, I love my clients. Of course, I care about your hair because I realize that this is not just about making you look good. I'm going to take care of your hair. So, me being an old school stylist, of course, every 6 to 8 weeks, I'm going to trim your ends. I'm an old school stylist. I have been doing this over 25 years. Of course, 2 to 3 times a year, I'm going to be at somebody's hair show. Of course, educating myself. It's been 25, 30 years that I've been doing this. I'm not going to YouTube University to learn from these girls how to do anything. I'm going to the top-notch people in the industry. Y'all, please share this with maybe somebody who just got into the industry, because really, these tips are not just for hairstylists. If you have any type of business, like, this can help you. Have a blessed day.